thank you for teaching me how to love, showing me what the word means, what I've been dreaming of. And now I know there is nothing that I could not do, thanks to you for teaching me how to feel, showing me my emotions, letting me know what's real from what is not. What I've got is more than I'd ever hoped for, and a lot of what I've hoped for is thanks to you. No mountain, no valley, no time, no space, no heartache, no heartbreak, no far from grace can stop me from believing that my love will pull me through, thanks to you.
Muted for virtual people? Okay, good. So we'll start it again. Good morning, Unity of Payson. Good morning. Oh, there's a few shouts out from the house here. It's Father's Day. Happy Father's Day. Let's see. I know we got at least 3 fathers here. There's one back there. I'm one. I got a Happy Father's Day from my daughter in Chicago already this morning. So that was really cool. And Earl's a father.
I am.
Okay, so happy Father's Day. And you know, how appropriate that Father's Day turns up in the month of June when we're using as our theme, courageous. When I was a kid, there was a hymn we used to sing, Faith of Our Fathers. Remember that one? That courage that we sometimes associate with fathers. I'm sure it doesn't always happen. But I'm glad you're with us this morning, both those of you who are with us online and those of you who are here in person. So as we begin our service this morning, let's take a moment to be silent. Take a moment to be centered, to be here as we pray. God of all goodness, we are grateful. Oh, that we could say, whatever's happening around us, I'm grateful. We're learning. And yes, we can do that with full faith that the divine has given to us, as well as it being the very nature of the divine, order, wisdom, and love in our world. So as we join this morning, we are grateful that we can boldly move forward because of that power that is invested in us. Those powers, as we speak of them in unity, are there for us, our heritage, waiting for us to use them. Again, I am grateful for each one who has joined us this morning, those who will join us by listening to the recording later. We are one with each other, and we are grateful. And so it is. So we now turn to our opening song. And if we can, if you're here in person, would you please stand as you are able and willing, and we'll sing the song, I Do What Gives Me Life. So go to it, Avi.
I do what gives me life. I do what gives me life. I do what gives me life. Hey, hey, I do what gives me life. I do what gives me life. I do what gives me life. Hey, hey, in these moments I am given, in situations called me, I now choose this path of living. I now choose what sets me free. I do what gives me life. I do what gives me life. I do what gives me life. Hey, I do what gives me life. I do what gives me life. I do what gives me life. Hey, in these moments I am given. These moments I am given. In situations called me, I now choose this path of living. I now choose what sets me free. I do what gives me life. I do what gives me life. I do what gives me life. Hey, hey, I do what gives me life. I do what gives me life. I do what gives me life. Hey, in situations called me, I now choose this path of living. I now choose what sets me free. I do what gives me life. I do what gives me life. I do what gives me life. Hey, I do what gives me life. I do what gives me life. I do what gives me life.
Whoops. That's it. Donna, go ahead.
Okay, I can't see myself on here. Let's see, how do I see myself? I see myself.
Okay, you can have this here. Where you can see
No,
yourself.
no,
No?
I'm good.
Okay.
Welcome, Community of Paisley. we're glad that you are with us this morning. If you're with us virtually today, I see several virtual people today. Welcome to you. Anybody new online? I don't see anybody new online. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Please remain briefly after the service for fellowship, not for fellowship. Remain after the service for fellowship. And Neal will greet you, Reverend Neal will greet you when we do our, in just a little while. Sorry. If you'd like to be informed of our weekly activities, we have a Monday newsletter, and we need your email to do that.
Let me come out and do it right now.
Okay, good.
So, welcome, welcome, welcome. We're glad to see all of those who've joined us online, and I'm going to single out a few of you. Well, actually, I'm going to single out all of you. Kay Butler, there you are, from Alabama. So happy to see you. Ed Ichek. Ed, are you with us by yourself or anybody else there with you?
I'm in, yeah, my friend Joy is here. She's in the other room. We're vacationing in Loreto, Mexico.
Wow.
So we're a little off schedule.
We're going international. Thank you so much for being here, even though you're in Mexico. Frosty, oh, faithful Frosty, I love it when you're with us and a part of some of the other groups, the Morning Coffee and the Saturday Soul Boost. We are grateful for your participation. Teresa, you must be tired out. I know you had quite a day yesterday, and we're glad that you're here. And Mary Ann, it seems like I haven't seen you forever, Mary Ann, and I'm grateful that you're with us. And also Claudette, and say hello to Scott. And we're grateful for all of those who have joined with us. Happy birthday, Claudette. Sometime soon, maybe. Call Claudette and find out for sure. And we're glad to see Sue. Sue, it seems like we haven't seen you forever here in purpose. So again, welcome everyone, and I'll let Donna come back up and do our affirmation.
Okay. Ready? We love you. We appreciate you. We welcome you. And we bless the Christ you are. And we have gratitudes. We're grateful for those who support Unity of Payson with your time, talent, and treasure. And we're grateful for all the events of each week and the technology that allows us to do both in person and virtually. If you have a gratitude to share, please raise your hand to be recognized, and we'll put the gallery view back up. I'm going to keep the gallery view up so I can see what's going on. No, I'm seeing it from.
I've got the mic in my hand, and you've got a hand up over here. Hello. I'm not sure what that was. Here you go.
Well, I have many gratitudes today. First of all, to be back here in with all you lovely people. It's wonderful to be back. And secondly, for a trip that just went better than I could have imagined. We didn't run into any problems. We were able to celebrate the lives of both of our fathers, and today we're celebrating those lives on Father's Day. And I came back to a very abundant garden. It leaves lettuce back on the table if anybody would like to take some. So,
Thank you.
yeah, very, very grateful.
Did I see somebody else with a hand up over here? Did you have a hand up, Lynn? Oh, you were pointing to. Let me turn around here and make sure I'm seeing it. Betty is here. She says she always has a gratitude.
I can always find something to be grateful for. And this afternoon, we're driving up to Happy Jack. We're having sort of a family, for the next 4 days, family gathering up there. And so I'm really grateful for family and especially on Father's Day. All of those, whether you are a biological father or not, that give that strength and that support that we all look to the men in our lives for. And bless the women that are developing that also. So all the Father Day energy. Grateful.
Thanks, Betty.
Rick here, one of our fathers.
Well, there's an ugly rumor I was around in 1776 when the United States Army was founded. I don't remember that. Anyway, I just want to be grateful for all of us, but all of those who have served from the beginning. And yesterday I got a chance to wander up and down the street and talk to lots of veterans from all sorts of different places. So I thank them, and I thank our nation for supporting us all.
We have a bunch of stuff in the chat. We have gratitudes from Kay Butler in Alabama. Grateful that 150 people showed up in Scottsboro, Alabama to protest authoritarianism. Teresa from Payson, I'm grateful to the Payson Police Department for their presence at the peaceful demonstration yesterday. I heard there were 300 to 500 folks in Payson that showed up. 420? Happy birthday, Claudette, from our Kay Butler, and happy Father's Day to all dads. And 420, Teresa says. That's the final number. That's great. That is wonderful. Very good. Thank you, and we'll move on. Unity is grounded in meditation and affirmative prayer. We have trained prayer chaplains to support you. We will pray with you for 30 days. You may email your request to the address on the screen if you're online. And we have a prayer box here with prayer request forms if you're in person and you'd like to leave a prayer request. Please leave the first name of whoever it is that you want prayers for, including yourself. And if you want to be contacted by a prayer chaplain, please leave your contact information with your request. Okay, we will forward your requests on to Silent Unity after 30 days for another 30 days of 24/7 prayer vigil. And moving on to the theme for June, it's courageous. I'm going to close the meeting chat. Let's do our affirmation. Together, divine strength paves my way. I boldly do what is mine to do. Today's speaker is Rev Neal Worthington, and the title of his talk is Plugged In, Charged Up, Tapping into God Power. And we're going to prepare for meditation as we listen to our meditation song.
You can relax now. And let's take this opportunity to be in this present moment. Yes, aware of the physical settings around us, aware of our feet on the ground, but also aware of the spirit that pervades our very being. We are spiritual beings even while we have a physical experience. So in the quiet, let us relax now. And think of the divine, think of source, think of spirit, think of God. Not as a person, but as an energy. A divine, unlimited energy that makes all things, even the universe, possible. Now, take the time to begin to sense that energy because it's everywhere. Sense it around you in the quiet. Sense it in you and even sense it as you. If your mind catch a glimpse of this divine, absolute, unlimited energy that we sometimes call truth. So take a moment with me to do nothing more than to sense what is true. Sense it in your mind, sense it in your body, in your emotions. The truth that we are all one, and that one is a magnificent, all-encompassing, unfailing energy. So go into the silence for a minute to sense divine energy surrounding you and coursing through you. You catch a whisper of that energy. It's light out of the corner of your eye. It's power surrounding you. It's life-giving force in you. This is source. This is God. This is all that is. Grace over doubt. We are grateful for this truth. And as we bring our awareness back to this time, in this place, we open our hearts and open our minds to continue to sense, to feel, to know divine energy in us. And so it is. Are you back here with me? Breathe another deep breath. Today we're going to talk about power. Divine power to, in, through, and as me. It goes in line with our theme of courageous because we're so timid when it comes to expressing divine power. Sometimes we only express a small fraction of the power which resides within us. Let me start today not with a quiz, as I often do, but with a parable. I'm going to read this parable because it's powerful as written. It's called the parable of the hidden current. There once was a village at the edge of a great forest where people lived in constant fear of the dark. Every evening as the sun fell behind the hills, they would light candles, whisper prayers, and wait for the morning to return the light. One day a traveler came to the village. He held no lantern, nor did he have a torch. Yet wherever he walked, there was light. Not from flames or from the sky, but from small glass bulbs he carried, glowing softly like bottled daybreak. The villagers gathered around him and asked, "Where does your light come from? What fire do you use?" The traveler smiled. "No fire. I draw it from the river and the wind, from the sun and the silent stones beneath your feet." The elders were skeptical. "If such power lived here, we would have seen it long ago." "You have," the traveler said, "but you mistook it for thunder and storm, for rustling trees and hot summer wind. You've heard the current, but never learned its song." The traveler stayed for a short while, teaching those who would listen how to build simple devices, wheels that spun in water, panels that drank light, wires that carried the hum of the earth. Soon one home lit up, then another, not with fire, but with the quiet breath of the world around them. Before he left, the traveler said, "You have always waited for the sky to brighten, but remember this. Real light is not given. It is drawn from what's already within and around you. The current was always there. You only had to touch it." And with that, he vanished into the trees. From that day on, the village was never truly dark again, for though the nights still came, the people had learned the secret: to live lit from within. And so we come to our message for today, plugged in, charged up, tapping into God's power. As you noticed in that parable, the light was in them. Remember the words of the master teacher, Jesus, who said, "You are in me and I am in you." I think that is some of what we were saying in the parable. Yes, we are connected. We are connected with the divine. We talk about that all the time. We are linked inseparably with the divine. We are expressions of the divine, whether we know it or not, or whether we like it or not. And there is a communication link between us and the divine. That link is always there, always sending. We're not always receiving, but sometimes we are. In the receiving, we become clear. In the receiving, we derive strength. In essence, we're connecting with that divine energy source, and we may call that God or all that is or spirit. For each of you, that may be different in terms of name. But the truth is nonetheless the same. The energy that frames the universe, the energy that drives everything that moves, is divine. Comes from a single source and is communicated to each of us, to all of creation. The question is not, are we plugged into that source, but are we aware that we're plugged into that source? Are we there that the communication is always coming to us, or are we unaware of that into 100 other things? You know about being plugged in. In our 2025, I'm trying to remember the year for a second, 2025 technology, there's a number of things that we plug into to derive power, to move. Give me a couple of examples. I'm going to put it out to you. What do you plug in that you get power? And what was it? Our phones. What I was just reading from. And if you don't stay plugged in, the battery goes dead and you can't use the phone. Something else. Somebody else. Household appliances. They don't work unless they're plugged in. I was working on our kitchen stove and trying to find out how to replace an element on our stove. I think I figured it out. But I pulled the stove up from the wall, and just to be sure, I unplugged it because I didn't want to be fiddling around in there with live energy coming through it. And I pushed the stove back and I realized I hadn't plugged it back in. So I pulled it out and plugged it in again. So while the oven doesn't work, the rest of the stove does. We are plugged in so many ways. I was thinking about it and I thought of this. This is appropriate to the time of year. See this little fan, this little cord that has a USB connection on the end of it? You have to plug it into that. And then, guess what? It works. Plugged in. Well, we're going to get to the charge up. Plugged in and charged up. But you know what? That USB connection in our spiritual existence never gets unplugged. We just maybe do something in between that we don't turn on the switch. And so we don't receive that power. Yes, we're plugged in. Let's move on to being charged up. This unlimited energy source, without anything to impede it, is going to produce energy to drive whatever mechanism we may be working with. Earl I know you know a lot about, no, I'm not ready for that yet. We got something coming later. A lot about this stuff. You've done a lot of electrical work. I'm a little scared around. I'm not courageous around electrical work. But if we don't turn the switch on, we don't turn that switch on the wall over here, we don't have light. Doesn't mean the power's not there. We just don't have it. And with many of our devices, like the phone, we have to continue that power by recharging, charged up. I'm going to talk about how to charge up. But first of all, know that life may diminish some of the power that's there. Life may use it up. So many things can pull us away and use that energy up. Ever been in a place where you just knew you were being drained of energy? Yeah. Life can do that. But the wonderful truth is that charging up is always available. The power source is never going to go away. Even though we have doubt, sometimes disbelief about having the power we need to do something, having the spiritual power to follow the path that we're called to. Doubt and disbelief, or sometimes even disinterest, can diminish our ability to function as we are spiritual beings. Sometimes, anybody know what a rheostat is? Dimmer switch. That dimmer switch. Sometimes we only let a little bit of energy through. That's because maybe we didn't charge up enough. So only a little energy is coming in through. This fan that I showed you, after a while, it'll diminish and it'll start to slow down. But the truth is, we can turn that rheostat all the way up. We can get all of the energy that's available. And it's a heap. Trying to find out. I've got too many pages here. There we go. So plugged in and charged up. And again, we're coming back in a minute to talk about how do I do that. I want to go to that third part of the message titled, Tapping into God Power. When I looked at this, my preferred name for God, what really works for me, is all that is. But I'm comfortable sometimes with using God as well. And I looked to see if I could figure out a acronym for God, G-O-D. And I settled on this one, because this is the very nature of God power. Grace over doubt. Grace over doubt. Grace is that wonderful term that, it's a little hard to define, but I picked a real small one. Divine aid in the process of regeneration, in the process of bringing life to its full state. Grace. Available to all of us. And doubt, well, that's an unsettled opinion about truth. Grace over doubt. If we can get that straight, we'll be able to tap into God power. Now, doubt is on that continuum, what I call the faith continuum. If you're all the way on one side of this, you may be in despair. Or you may be in doubt. That unsettled opinion about what's so, what's true, what direction you should go. Sometimes we move up a little bit to wishing. Oh, I wish It's a pie in the sky sort of dream until it turns into hope. Almost being able to see that which we want to see. Almost being able to experience and express God power. And then we move a little further until we trust the process. Have you ever heard that phrase, trust the process? When we trust the process, we move up to faith, believing that which doesn't appear before our physical eyes, but we see it with our inner eyes. Grace over doubt. And that faith takes a little bit of building sometimes. If we would tap into that divine energy, we have to work with ourselves to take our ability to receive grace. It's going to require us to be able to focus sometimes, certainly our minds, certainly our intentions. It's going to need concentration. Oh, did I say it's not a just sit back and do nothing? It requires our participation. Now, that God power that we're talking about, power is a big thing in unity. Do you remember us talking about the 12 powers? 12 powers of man. Written initially by Charles Fillmore, one of our co-founders. And those are so important. And the importance is that they're ours. They're gifts to us. They're part of our legacy that we receive. And those gifts are what allow us to express that divine power that is within us. For me, and I'm certain you've had an experience of where you just knew that there was something more than just your physical human self that was expressing into the world through you, but a little bit more than that. And I'm sure you all have your own examples of that. For me, it's imagination. Sometimes when I sit to write, and I do love to write, I come up with some things that are just beyond my current physical ability, beyond my current mental ability. Somehow it's there. Somehow I tap into that God power. And something is created, either for my life or for the benefit of others. So how do we do this? How do we become aware that we're plugged in, that we have access to infinite power? Almost sounds unbelievable, but let's start working on the belief. How do we recharge when it's diminished? And how do we tap into God power? Charlotte, I gave you some things to hand out. For those that are here together, let me hand it out. And if you can put up that slide. Oh, thank you, Charlotte. And thank you to Donna for putting this PowerPoint together and this idea. We talked about the 12 powers. I'm not going to say much more than what's indicated on this. And if you're online, go ahead and print screen, just so you'll have it. Controlled print screen, Donna tells me. I don't do it that much, but I know you can. So here are the 12 powers, and just a quick description of them. And what we're suggesting is to plug in, be aware of your connection to divine energy and power, to charge up, replenish your store of divine energy when it's diminished. And here's one way to do it. This is how it can be done. Choose a power, the one that's most important to you, the one that stands out to you. This is my path right now. This is the power that I want to really express. And create an I am statement. Put it where you'll see it multiple times during the day. And say it aloud. Speak it out. Donna's put one quick example here. The I am divine understanding. I now manifest good communication between myself and somebody. And once we've had that I am statement that it's sort of like an affirmation. Once we have that out there, once we've really immersed ourselves in the truth of it, let it be and see what happens. So this is how I believe we can access that divine power. It'll take some courage to do it. It'll take some determination to do that, some specific intention to do that. But when you do that, you will know you are plugged in. You'll have the ability to recharge whenever that charge seems to be going down. And you can tap into God power. So I would encourage you to take this with you. Take this little exercise. Take it this week. Make it yours. And get connected boldly with divine power. Now, the next step next week is going to talk about the expression of that and the boldness that we will exert or will express. But from now, get plugged in. Know that you're plugged in. You are plugged in. Charge up. Tap into God power. Let me know about it. By the way, there's some places there's a book, the book on the 12 powers in the library. If you'd like to check that book out. F for Fillmore, Donna the librarian. That's the word. So there's your marching orders for the week. Oh, they're not orders, but they're invitations. Plug in. Know that you're plugged in. Charge up. Tap into God power. And so it is.
Well, the screen shows it. It's time for our offering. Unity of Payson is a source of spiritual nourishment and inspiration. Let us receive gratefully and give generously. We appreciate your gifts in support of the ministry. These gifts go out to the larger community as well. We have a basket for your offering after the service, or before the service, or during the service. And our giving affirmation is printed. Well, no, it's not. I don't know where it is. It'll be on the next slide. But anyway, we're going to say that in just a minute. But I wanted to say, please donate at our website, unityofpayson.org, if you're online. And anytime you're inspired to do so. And so let us say our affirmation together. And we'll go back to speaker view. Together, freely we give and freely we receive. Thank you, thank you. We have special music for your donation time. If I Were Brave.
What would I do if I knew that I could not fail? If I believed, would the wind always fill up my sails? How far would I go? What could I achieve? Trusting the hero in me. If I were brave, I'd walk the razor's edge, where true believers dare to tread, and never lose faith, even when losing my way. What step would I take today if I were brave? What would I do today if I were brave? What would I do today if I were brave? What would I do today if I were brave? What would I do today if I were brave? What if we're all meant to do what we secretly dream? What would you ask if you knew you could have anything? Like the mighty oak sleeps in the heart of a seed, are there miracles in you and me? You know there are. If I were brave, I'd walk the razor's edge, where true believers dare to tread, and never lose faith, even when losing my way. What step would I take today if I were brave? What would I do today if I were brave? What would I do today if I were brave? What would I do today if I were brave? What would I do today if I were brave?
am brave. That's another affirmation. And I do want to say it's brave of all of us here who continue to show up and speak the word, deliver the message, even when we don't know who's listening, even when we don't know who's coming to hear it. And we still do it. That's brave. Thank you, Reverend Neal, for that message. And next Sunday's speaker is Reverend Neal, and his title, Fearless to the Finish, the Courage to See It Through. And we continue with Courageous as the theme. Time for some announcements. Qigong with Teresa, Tuesdays and Thursdays, 9:30 to 10:10 a.m. on Zoom. How do you get to Zoom? unityofpayson.org. Just like that. Tomorrow, Ladies Crafters is going to meet from 1 to 3 at the back table here. We're going to be working on dried pressed flower bookmarks. No, I'm going to that. I'm going to that. No, you can come. Yes, anybody can. Anybody can come. Anybody can come. It doesn't even. They don't even have to be from Unity. I used to go to the Ladies Crafters at United Methodist. They met twice a month. We're just meeting once a month to check it out, try it out here. Before that, we're going to do a prayer chaplain meeting here and on Zoom because we have few people joining us on Zoom tomorrow. Betty will be out of town. Marianne is out of town. And we have a new prayer chaplain joining us, Cindy from Interfaith Community. So we have that tomorrow at 11. And we have A Course in Miracles on Tuesday, 3:30 to 5 with Rev Neal on Zoom. We have Saturday morning cafe at 9:30 and Saturday Soul Boost at 4 p.m. And we have a summer solstice celebration on June 21st, 3 p.m. till at Shanti Olmsted, Ram's Farm in Geisela. It's a vegetarian potluck. We'll have Tai Chi, labyrinth walking, a drum circle, and more. Bring drums and shakers and rattles per Betty. Okay, now we have a PS from Neil.
I think you've covered it all, but I just want to say let me know if you would like to go to that summer solstice celebration. It's going to be wonderful. And if you haven't been there before, we'll caravan down there or, carpool something. I would really like those of us who love Ram's Farm and those of you that are yet to love Ram's Farm to be able to be there. It's going to be a wonderful time, and I'm looking forward to it. So we'll move now to the close of our service with the prayer for protection and our closing song. So if we can go ahead and stand, those of you who are here, and we will say the prayer for protection together. And then on the closing song, if you wander over to the socializing area, I'll understand. Thank you all for being here. Here we go. Prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. I am light. The love of God enfolds us. I am love. The power of God protects us. I am power. And the presence of God watches over us. I am presence. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Thank you. And the closing song, Angels Don't Work. Well, I'm not familiar with this, but I'll listen while I'm going over to get a cup of coffee. Thank you for those of you who are with us virtually. We'll see you again soon.
Angels don't always wear halos and wings. They don't glow with fire. They don't act like kings. They're the first to us were loved when we needed most. You'll find them in crosswalks as your kids walk to school. They remind you in traffic of God's golden rule. They face curtains of fire or teach second grade. They wear scrubs in the ER and clean up the messes we make. Angels don't always wear halos and wings. They don't glow with fire, they don't act like kings. They're the first to respond and the last ones to go. They remind us we're loved when we need it most. They drive us to airports, they serve us our meals. They check our groceries and ask how we feel. They bring us our mail, they wave without fail. They donate in silence, practice nonviolence. They're humble and caring, they're brave and they're daring. They're grace in dark spaces with warm, friendly faces. They build us our houses, they set up the pews. They don't seek the spotlight or chase after views. They're the friend on the phone when we're feeling alone, or the stranger who listens when our hearts can't hold on. Angels don't always wear halos and wings. They don't glow with fire, they don't act like kings. They're the first to respond and the last ones to go, reminding us all that we're never alone. Angels don't always wear halos and wings. They don't glow with fire, they don't act like